Today is all about modules. So let me show you a few handy things about modules. Modules are the way that Canvas organizes its units. So some people like to just put modules as their homepage so that when the students open it up, it's just already there and they can see all the stuff. Other people like to use modules to organize things behind the scenes, and some people just hate them deeply and don't want to use them at all. So I will show you how to make them and add things to them and so on and so forth. For starters, I'm here in my course and I'm going to click on modules. That's how I get there. I'm going to shrink these that I already made down. So if I want to add a module, I'll see this plus module up here at the top and call it whatever I want. I strongly recommend that you don't lock it unless you have a really compelling reason. Because besides teachers calling me to say, oh, I can't find my course and they forgot to publish, which I'm not too judgmental about because everyone does it. It's just one of those things people forget. The second reason that kids can't access an assignment is because it's in an unpublished module. And if the date hasn't come yet, but the module is published and everything, but you have it locked until a certain date, the kids can't access it. And then you have to sit and mess around with it. So I wouldn't do that. But if you have a real good reason, you could. And these prerequisites and things we'll talk about later. I'm just going to add this puppy. Now I don't like it down there. I'm going to reorder it. So see, clicking on these dots, I could put it at the top. Right now it's not published. And if I put anything in this module and leave it unpublished, my kids can't see that thing. Canvas assumes that if it's in an unpublished module, that means you don't want the kids to be able to see it. They figure that that you're thinking that it's for you and not for them, or that you're going to open it up to them. So my recommendation is that if you have a module that you want to share with the kids, just publish it right away. Make it, publish it. Be done. Now I can add anything I want to a module. I can make it really organized. I'm going to show you a different course that I have. I can kind of show you the way that modules could be organized. So here, you see I have my course notes that aren't published. I have a placeholder, just some text to be a title. I've indented the things that go under the calendar over a little bit. I've indented these discussions a little bit, and that's a good way to organize it. I have links, I have pages, I have a quiz. Anything I have on my Canvas, I can put in a module. And I do that by hitting this plus button. Plus. Now up here at the top, you see that you can select whatever you want to add. You've got to pick whichever works best for you. Whichever one of these you have your thing in. You can embed just a file, a page. URLs are handy. If you want to share a link with your students, you have probably done that. Maybe you wrote it on the board, you painstakingly wrote it down, but you made one mistake, or the kids couldn't tell the difference between an L and a 1 or something like that. It's handy to just put the URL here in Canvas. If you want to make something new, at the top is the new assignment or new file or new content page. Whatever you want, you can make it new in there. If you want to indent it, you can choose. Be like 1 tab, 2 tabs, or 3 tabs. You could kind of organize it that way. The one thing I think you should see is this text header. That is where I just showed you the, easier to show you. These are text headers. So you can't create a module inside a module, but you can create a text header and then indent some. And that's pretty handy. So now I'm just going to add, it really doesn't matter what I add. I can just add an assignment. And I'm going to add a quiz. Now notice that it pulls in its published state. So if it's not published, it comes in unpublished. If it is published, it comes in published. So be sure you publish it if you want the kids to see it. Likewise, you could hide it from them. Over here is your handy menu to change your indent. If you want to change the name or anything, duplicate is quite handy if you're doing assignments in particular. Remove takes it out of the module, but it doesn't remove it from Canvas. And I can move these in between modules. If I want one to come down, I can do that. And again, this is reorderable also. I can open or close these based on whatever makes me happy. Now that's user specific. So if I have this open, one of my kids could have it closed. And them changing it isn't going to affect me, and me changing it isn't going to affect them. At any rate, that's basic modules.